Thank you so much for being with us again. This is part two of the part one. So the part one is in the description below. I am with my mother again in just a follow-up conversation. Um, Part one was very exciting. It was inspirational. It was really a blessing, and so we're just gonna follow up in that conversation that we had. I remember we were talking about my grandmother.
Yes.
And you did mention that the angel Gabriel came to her and healed her because she was sick, and everybody was just planning her funeral, and such a grand experience happened. And so now we're at a stage where God told you that that experience was for you.
Yes, yes, yes. And so, one day I was talking to God
Mm-hmm.
about what happened to my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about the angel Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me that
Mhm.
it was for you.
Wow.
And I said, then God, why didn't tell me all along?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking about, the present situation and things that is happening and with my eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said to me, you're going to see what happened.
Yes. So God made you a promise that you will see what
Exactly.
happen. And sometimes even when we don't see God fulfilling that promise instantly, because most of us are not very patient, God's word will never fail.
That's right.
And so now you've lost your vision, because are you able to see me right now?
No.
Okay. All right. So you've lost your vision, and so sometimes and you've been taking it. I really admire how you've been handling it, because you've taken it with such grace and such, it seems as if you have a strength and a power inside of you that is greater than your circumstances, and that's really something that I admire, to be honest with you. But what a lot of people don't know is that, you remember when you first start losing your vision, I was in the States, and that was with your first eye. Was it your left or your right?
My first eye was my left eye.
Your left eye.
Right.
And I remember that I made a promise to God that if He preserved your vision, I would give my life to Him. And so and then you lost that eye, and then you started losing the other eye, and then every now and again you will remind me. You remember the promise? I remember one night when you prayed for me.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember the night when I prayed for you and asked the Lord to help you to give your life to Him.
And then that same night, I gave my life to Him, and He came and visited me again and said, remember the promise? And that same night I gave my life to Him. And it goes to show how sometimes a tragic circumstances can lead to something so good.
Exactly.
So good. So we don't know the plan God have in store for the next phase of your journey.
That's right. That's right.
And so on. So so it's how losing your vision. Has it drawn you away from God, closer to God? What is how is it impacting your life spiritually and even maybe physically, if you want to mention?
Okay, the spiritual part is more important. Spiritually, I get closer to the Lord.
Okay.
Because I have more time, because I'm not seen properly around. I have more time to spend with the Lord. Not because I'm worried, I'm not worried. I'm very happy.
No.
I'm very, very, very happy. And I'm excited about when I think about God and when He revealed Himself to me. I remember I was laying in the settee one morning and I was talking to God about something. And I said, Lord, you really hear me? And shortly after that, I felt like a book leaf hit me on my feet. And I could feel the leaf, the book leaf, and I could also feel the breeze And I said, Lord, you really hear me? And I was excited over it. That. And so worrying is not, no, because I have so many experience about God's love and care that, you know, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
And you know what happened? We forgot to mention that this is not the first time you lost your vision.
Oh, yes.
This is not the first time. I mean, you've lost your vision already, maybe a year or maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years.
Yes, yes.
And so I was laying in my room, and in the morning I wake up, I found out that I just could not see anything. I could not see. I have a big picture frame, a big picture frame on the wall. And not even that I could not see, nothing at all around. And I said, wait, I
And I
cannot.
remember you couldn't see because I remember we went to church the week that same weekend, and you weren't able to see the person who was preaching.
Yes, I could not see. The
Right.
pastor was preaching, and I just
Right,
could not see her
right,
face.
right.
Right. And I said, Lord, you know, what is this? And I lay down back. I didn't call anybody because my daughter went gone to work. She and
That is me.
right.
That daughter went to work.
And my husband was around the dining table reading some books. So I just lay down and keep quiet. I didn't panic nor nothing. And I lay down there and I was thinking about what happened. And I heard a voice say, why not have some fasting? So I decided to have some fasting, a half day fasting.
Okay.
And after the end of the fasting, there's a voice that me say, open the Bible and read.
So you can't see, and then there's a voice that tells you to open the Bible
Right.
and see. And you know what that reminds me of just now? When the children of Israel got to the Red Sea, and Moses got the command to put his foot to step to go ahead, and the sea wasn't parted yet. So it's almost as if, you know, go do something impossible what you're not capable of doing.
Exactly. God was testing Moses' faith. And
So he told you to open the Bible, and what happened?
so I opened the Bible, and when I opened the Bible, there I could read something there. And I was shocked. I said, you know, and then after I read, he said, why not sing a song? So I opened the book, the song book, and I also, you know, sing the song.
And I know the songbook, the writing is very small.
Yes.
It is not so I mean, from not being able to see, or not even able to see the past that was preached when we went to church. I remember that Sabbath I did scripture reading that Sabbath, and you weren't able to see me either.
No, they didn't.
And for you not to be able to see somebody, and then you can open the songbook and is able to see the very small writing, that is a miracle.
Exactly.
That is a miracle.
Exactly. So I was so excited. So I went to my husband around the dining table and I told him what happened. And right away, I could go to the kitchen and fix some breakfast for the both of us. And from there on, I could see, and you know, and until now, what has happened right at this moment.
So I mean, and so God restored your vision. And you know, after restoring your vision, he came and he said to me, I've been keeping your mother's eye. So you know what have really been keeping me, to be honest, is knowing that if God kept your vision and now he chooses to allow your vision to go, then it must be for a good reason.
Of course, and that is why I am so happy, because he have already gave me a sign.
A sign.
And it has to be a reason.
Yes, and yes. It says all things
work together for
good to them that love the Lord. And you know, we're just going to use this last 30 seconds to encourage somebody who might be going through a similar circumstances where they're facing something that they've never faced before, and they feel like they're at the end of the road, and maybe they feel forsaken by God. or maybe they just have questions that they are not able to find the answers for. So I'm gonna ask you just to look at the camera and just give them a word of encouragement.
Okay. What I would encourage people about,
Mm-hmm.
do not give up.
Mm-hmm.
Always
Mm-hmm.
abiding in Christ.
Mhm.
By abiding, we will understand what purpose He had for us.
Mhm.
He said He's the potter and we are the clay.
Mhm.
So, in spite of what may happen around us,
Mhm.
remember that God is here for us. As long as we belong to Him, He never leaves us.
No. Thank you for sitting with me on
You're
the
most welcome.
veranda, and I call you mommy, but other people call you Miss Peggy, Sister Howard, Miss Brenda, all sorts of names.
Yes.
So thank you. I'll just call you mommy. So
Okay.
that's my name. So thank you for being with us today, and as you continue to grow from strength to strength, I know God will continue to be with you and to keep you strong and to keep you courageous.
Thank you.